think it's pretty interesting. And the more and more we find out about some of the backgrounds of some of these people that partook in the attempted, insurrection at the Capitol, or, these domestic terrorists, however we like to label them, don't really seem to be salt of the earth, working class people, do they? Look at this as one example. Texas real estate agent who took private jet to Capitol riot is arrested. Private jet. Even just to rent one of those, I'm assuming, is probably several thousand, if not, probably $10,000 plus. I don't know, unless you go in some type of timeshare thing to make it a little less expensive, or you maybe get some of your other, MAGA blowhard real estate friends to chip in. But taking a private jet, not necessarily, showing off your working class bona fides there. A real estate agent who took a private jet to the Capitol last week and called it one of the best days of my life was charged Friday for participating in the violent insurrection. Jenna Ryan, a Frisco, Texas real estate broker and life coach. I can coach you how to be an insurrectionist at the U.S. Capitol and fly on a private jet to uphold white supremacy too. Jenna Ryan, life coach from Frisco, Texas, has been charged with knowingly entering or remaining in a restricted building without lawful authority and disorderly conduct on Capitol grounds after documenting her 2-day excursion to DC on social media. Let's see. Proud Boy member who allegedly smashed a window of the Capitol with a police shield. That she answered the call of my president, proudly stormed the Capitol because the election was rigged. It's not necessarily about taking over the Capitol, about we the people own this building. Jesus Christ. So yeah, definitely a lot of Proud Boys, white supremacist, 3%er types, neo-Nazis in various forms. But I think, yeah, you're not really working class or lower class per se if you're able to fly to the Capitol on a moment's notice on a private jet, stay there for a couple days. This was a 2-day excursion for her, along with a lot of the other people we've seen backgrounds on. The CEOs, state legislators, police officers, which I don't consider cops to be part of the working class. Sorry, not sorry. Active and retired. Yep, a lot of military people, real estate brokers. Might have been that Jenna person, stay-at-home dads. And a lot of really just despicable, horrible people like, it was this one. Or was it? It was this one. This motherfucker, local man wearing Camp Auschwitz, the, despicable, horrible Nazi concentration camp. This piece of shit was there, and he got let out of jail. What do you know? The criminal justice system in the U.S. always does pretty well by, white supremacists like this piece of shit. What is his name? Not that it frankly matters, but Robert Keith Packer, a Virginian man. One count of knowingly entering or remaining in a restricted building or grounds without unlawful entry. 2 counts violent entry and disorderly conduct on Capitol grounds. And released on his own recognizance. So there you go. So you have business owners, CEOs that took part in this insurrection attempt, this diet coup, as Kyle Klinsky described it as. Just a lot of white supremacists, just kind of horribly racist, xenophobic people wanting to hold up, capitalism because it's benefited them as middle class, upper middle class, or capitalists. Obviously, a CEO is not a working class person. They are, a blood-sucking capitalist making their or extracting wealth from their workers through exploiting them. So there's one of them there. CEO of a Chicago company said he was arrested after breaching the U.S. Capitol during Wednesday's Trump-fueled insurrection in D.C. Brad Ruxdale, CEO of the marketing technology firm Congencia, apologized for what he called a moment of extremely poor judgment. Jesus Christ. So again, look, a fucking CEO from Chicago flew there. That's not, within the capacity of most people to do in the US, especially right now during the pandemic when the economy is absolutely in shatters, and the working class, has felt the brunt of that, especially the vulnerable and marginalized groups, communities of color, etc. So yeah, a CEO was there. This Jenna Ryan, real estate broker, flying there on a private plane. So how much of this was actually working class rage, and how much of it was these white supremacists, capitalists, upper middle class, petty bourgeoisie, and even the capitalist class wanting to, just uphold their status and privilege because they think Trump was cheated out of the election or something. I mean, it's kind of interesting because, there are some people, maybe some of the people there were actually working class folks, but it seems, in order to be able to travel from out of state, fly, get a hotel, rental car, food, all the other incidental expenses, that's going to be, probably several $1,000 trip, completely out of the means of most people in the US right now, unless you want to go into more debt and put it in your credit card or something. So yeah, it's kind of interesting just looking at some of the financial backgrounds of some of these people, because they, like I said, don't seem quote unquote lower class and do seem to be fairly well off to be able to, travel at a moment's notice to the Capitol to participate in this diet coup, this attempted insurrection attempt. What are your thoughts? I'd like to hear yours about the kind of class makeup of some of these people appearing to be very, very well off. At least in some cases, be able to fly a fucking private jet there. I've never done that. I mean, I would never necessarily want to fly in a private jet, and really, you're gonna fly in a private jet to go fucking storm the Capitol to uphold white supremacy and capitalism. I mean, Jesus Christ, because your loser president lost the election. Snowflakes, get the fuck over it. Move on. Those are my thoughts. Share yours in the comment sections down below. Peace, much love, all power to the people. Subscribe for more content.